Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I want to tell you about yesterday. Yesterday I went over to a relative's house who had recently had a tenant who moved out of the place and didn't pay rent for like 4 of the months that they were there out of the 6 months that they were there. Oh yeah, and if you're new to my channel, some context. I am currently on break at work during a 16-hour shift using the treadmill in the basement, and I've been posting every single day on YouTube as an experiment. An experiment tracking my progress as a content creator throughout the years. Partly a vlog, partly philosophy, partly circus and flow arts tutorials, partly cooking show. I'm absolute chaos, folks, chaos. I'm doing all the things I possibly can, and it's been an exciting ride so far, and I'm learning a lot really quick. So for the first 2 months, this individual paid my relative money for the rental, and for the last 4 months had not paid anything, and was avoiding contacting or answering any sort of texts or phone calls from my relative. And then some issues happened, I think with the hot water heater or the furnace, one of the two, and it prompted the individual to call up my relative and say, hey, I need you to fix this. This is your house, you're responsible for this. To which my relative replied, well, you haven't been paying me rent and you haven't been answering any of my calls and you've been avoiding me. I would love to be able to fix this for you, but I need to have the money that you owe me in order to do that. To which the individual assured my relative that they would get all this money from the tax returns that they were about to file, and it was a whole fiasco. So my relative came home for Easter, and my relative and I went to the house to go check it out. When we got inside, we were met with an absolute mess. It was just disgusting, it was gross. And the lights were still working on Easter. But then just yesterday, so on Tuesday, me, my relative, another relative, and then a family friend went over there to straighten up the place. So what you're about to see here is footage from the house before we touched anything. We just took the footage. I walked through the whole entire house with this here GoPro and filmed the state of it so you all can see it, and then maybe so we can also use it for anything that might arise in the future as far as litigation, if it comes down to that. We hope it doesn't come down to that, but this is just disturbing. So I'm gonna start the video and blow it up. Here we go. So I censored out the address because we don't need to see that, but yeah, this is just the living room as it was when we came in there the first time. The doors were completely unlocked. They did not lock any of the doors. The sink was full of moldy, dirty dishes. A bunch of wine and tequila bottles were sitting there emptied. The sink had a bunch of red something another all over the place, spilled and just exploded, and was filthy, absolutely filthy. The house reeked of cat urine. That was a steam cleaner that the renter rented from some company and never returned. There was a baby in this house, which is absolutely unbelievable considering what was going on this individual's Instagram and all of that. They were posting all these different parties that were going on there, which concerned my relative about the state of the house, and rightfully so. This place was just hit. And yeah, they left the house in this state, and we don't know where they went, but this basement is just absolutely gross. They left all this gunk and a huge pile of laundry, which was covered in cat urine and cat feces, and even some used feminine hygiene products were hiding inside. It was absolutely just gross. Absolutely gross. There was a lot of equipment downstairs, expensive equipment of my relatives that was stolen, including some security camera equipment, as well as a bunch of other equipment that is terribly expensive and they just made off with. It's no longer there. And going out in the backyard, the neighbors had to deal with this mess that's been sitting there for apparently months, because they haven't seen the tenant in a long time. They said that the tenant was rarely around, and they were wondering who the owner was because they never actually met the owner, which is my relative. And I was so upset with the state of this house. It was just absolutely infuriating. So I brought over some new door locks, and I spent some time taking off the locks for my relative before he got there. It took some time meddling with this door and some cuss words here and there because I was frustrated, and the door had seemed to have like sticky stuff all up on it, making it difficult to remove it. I don't know what happened with that, but it was just gross. And then this was the side door. So all these doors were unlocked once again. Anyone could have just walked right in and out of this house the whole time. And every time my relative went over there to check on the house, he was always asking, hey, how come you keep leaving the side door unlocked? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I usually don't, but you just kind of come over when it does. Or something to that effect. She always had a reason or excuse for stuff. Anyways, yeah, we replaced all of these, and I opted into cleaning up the kitchen next because I'm pretty used to cleaning up kitchens these days. I like to do that for friends and family who are having a hard time. And it's a small gesture, but it goes a long way. If I walk into a kitchen and it's clean, it makes me feel so much better. Upon looking at the dishes, though, it was a challenge. We didn't know what to do with these things, so I think the only thing we could do, considering that the power was cut to the house that day, because, like I said, on Sunday, it was perfectly fine. And the power was on and off. Look at this. This is disgusting. Just some penicillin growing in the sink. And the garbage disposal wasn't working, so we just had to start throwing away these dishes because there's nothing we can do about it. It's just, that's that. And something had to be done. It can't just sit there and fester any longer. It was already absolutely nasty. The fact that they came there and cut off the power without actually cleaning up or taking any of their artifacts with them, that was just been sitting there and dealing with this mess in the kitchen, was just disturbing. Apparently this person also really liked whipped cream. They liked it so much that they had a number of these boxes lying around and a bunch of the empties, and they liked whipped cream a lot. I don't know what they were doing with all that whipped cream. It was infuriating how she stored her bananas and fruit in that box like that and just let it rot. Some old Christmas ornaments.
Believe it or not, this is mostly cleaned up already.
So I finished just kind of tidying up inside the kitchen and throwing stuff away.
Believe it or not, this is mostly cleaned up already.
This was the state of the backyard, like, after we cleaned it up quite a bit, actually.
Believe it or not, this is mostly cleaned up already.
And here I'm going to talk about it.
Now, believe it or not, this is mostly cleaned up already.
And a little bit of after shot after we all spent some time bagging up stuff. There was about 30 to 40 bags.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a little bit of elbow grease and a team of some reliable, helpful people. Family's real important. This is just absolutely horrible. I can't believe what they left here and what they did to the place and all those things that they stole from inside the house. Ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. People disgust me sometimes.
And we also found this little kitty cat. This kitty cat was inside the place. What's your name? How come your mama abandoned you? Left you in the attic. I'm glad you're still alive. You are purring. Here, get your crunchies. Get your crunchies. We didn't know it was there until we were about to leave the house and we heard him meowing upstairs when we were doing another double back. But this poor cat was just super happy to see people. We had to figure out a solution. We didn't know what to do. So we ended up changing the door locks as we did earlier, and we gave the next door neighbor a key so they can take care of it. And I have a key. I'm gonna go back there probably tomorrow at some point just to check on the cat, make sure it's got some food. It needed to see some humans, needed some food and water. You could see its bones, its hips were sticking out. Absolutely heartbreaking, just absolutely heartbreaking. She has a child, and the sad, most ironic thing about all this is that this person, according to their Facebook profile, they are a mental health care worker. This individual is helping taking care of other people who are mentally ill, which I find personally very disturbing. As upsetting and infuriating all of this was, it definitely was time well spent. Meow. I know. We gotta get you some food, dude. What are you gonna eat? We'll get you something. Don't worry, if I gotta go to the gas station and get you something. I know, she's not here right now. Oh, the door's open. Yeah, you should probably don't go outside. Just don't know what you're gonna do.
You're gonna adopt a cat.
Oh, I can't adopt a cat. I got one at my house already. And then this one, I don't know anything about it. I shouldn't be petting it and touching my face, you know? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. You're so cute. Poor thing. Maybe bring over a makeshift litter box for it so it can go not on the carpet, wherever it's been going. I think it's been going on the laundry pile in the basement. You are just too affectionate, which I'm okay with. I like affection. It's cool. I know. Why'd she leave you, huh? People make me sick. And that's that, folks. So I guess the lesson here is be very careful who you rent to. Make sure you understand why they need a place to go. Don't fall for the sad stories. And don't fall for that friend of a friend thing where someone else is vouching for someone else that they may or may not know very well at all. It's true, no good deed goes unpunished. And at the end of cleaning up this whole house and taking care of everything, we were pretty sure that this individual who was renting there and one of her guy friends were driving up and down, staring us down as we were taking everything out of the house and giving us some really dirty looks, as if we were doing something wrong to them, as if we somehow inconvenienced their lives. It's crazy. Sometimes if you help people over and over and over again, you just enable them to keep living the lifestyle they're used to living, and they don't really want to help themselves. And sometimes, not all the time, they start expecting that help. And when you stop giving them that help, they feel as though you're doing some sort of wrong to them, that you're abusing them. Instead of the other way around, they are abusing you psychologically and taking advantage of you. And next thing you know, you're $8,000 to $12,000 in the hole between unpaid utility bills, between damages to your home, between all the stuff that was stolen, and between all the unpaid rent. So yeah, that was part 2 of yesterday and how I spent my day. Oh, and as far as circus and floor arts tutorials, if you want to learn how to juggle clubs, contact juggle, like David Bowie did in the Labyrinth, or spin things on your finger, they call it pediddling. You can do it with trays and books and anything flat, really. Or you can learn how to play the devil sticks. Then, hey, check out my playlist section here on my channel and look for the circus and floor arts tutorials. Well, everyone, thanks very much for watching. Remember to never give up, do your best, stay true to you, and be amazing. See you next time, everyone. Peace.